I just find it so crazy how it's basically normalized at this point to literally just do your job, pay your bills, and barely be able to save at the end.
Everything is going up in price. Like, I saw eggs in the shop the other day for literally like £5. I was like, that is insane.
Today, my friends, we have a problem because the cost of living crisis isn't just getting worse, it's actually starting to break people. And the scary part is, whether people realize it or not, they feel like they just can't keep up and it's hard to do much about it. And in this video, we're going to be looking at real examples of how people are struggling and, more importantly, what this actually means for you, my friend. Because this is not just about inflation anymore. This is about people working hard, doing everything they've been told to do and still falling behind. Which again, my friend, shows and proves the concept that what most people are doing is not working. If you're new here, my friends, hello, my name is Vic. I break down finance content on this channel so you don't waste time or lose money like most people. So sit back, my friend, relax and enjoy the video.
I just find it so crazy how it's basically normalized at this point to literally just do your job, pay your bills, and barely be able to save at the end. It's just so normalized to go to a grocery store and literally panic every time you go grocery shopping because everything's just so fucking expensive, and every time you go to the shop, everything's just like doubled in price. I was having a conversation with my sister and I was just saying, like, I'm so fucking upset that I can't spend the money that I want to spend on my family for Christmas because everything, like, just surviving is so fucking expensive. Like, yes, like, I am not as poor as some people, that I know some people are literally struggling to even, like, exist. I'm getting by paycheck to paycheck, and it's insane how normalized it has become. That we spend most of our lives working and all we are doing is surviving. We're not doing anything. We're just literally surviving. Like, most of us can't even afford to buy a fucking shitty flat, for fuck's sake. Every year, electric goes up, everything goes up, everything but the salary, and I'm just like, it's so fucking normalized. And it's literally gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. And I don't want to sit here and be like hopelessness, but it's not going to get any better.
This video right here is exactly why the cost of living is breaking people. Because what this lady's describing is not just money problems anymore. It's people working full time and just about only surviving. And the part that should worry you is that it's becoming normal. And checking prices when you're at the grocery shop and food shopping, thinking twice about what you should buy for your family, this is not stuff that should feel normal, my friends. But this is also a problem because then people blame the economy. And that mindset, especially for the ambitious man watching this video, is so dangerous. But before I explain why, let's just read what people are thinking. We need a wealth tax, and then the creator says we need capitalism to collapse. I personally disagree, just because even if you tax people that are wealthy, they still know how to build wealth, they still know how to generate it, and they understand that it is a skill set. Obviously, you need income to build wealth. People are very quick to judge, thinking that they need so much money every single month, but you could literally build wealth even with 50 quid every single month. What you need is consistency, accountability, and time, most importantly, to be able to do this. Obviously, different results will vary based on speculation, but still, the point still stands, my friends, that it is a skill set. And a lot of people are just very fearful and do not want to educate themselves on understanding how to build wealth. Or they know how to build wealth, but they're just not going to have the accountability for it, and they never stick to it. And for me, the reason I say capitalism to collapse, this is obviously my opinion, it's nothing against anyone else, but I feel we need capitalism to help businesses to grow, to make them profit, to then help investing sentiment to be positive, because then that helps investors like me and you to then be able to grow wealth. That's sort of the whole point. Damien says, things are just barely ticking over right now, but the shoe will drop soon. A generation that is almost completely unable to save, combined with the massive rise in credit card debt, car loans, and buy now, pay later, is a recipe for absolute disaster. And I could not agree more. It is. This is why, my friends, it's so important, especially with the ambitious men watching these videos right now, my friends. So Potato Ellie, what a name, says, I did a comparison shop at Aldi yesterday because I thought Tesco was just getting expensive, but it cost exactly the same. My shopping went from £40 to £70 for 2 people within a few years. No alcohol and a few cheap treats. Bulk cooking, life is boring as hell. Then Megan says, I got a smart meter and its gas and electric have tripled, my friends. That's crazy. No change to my life whatsoever, just the meter itself. British Gas recorded £750 million in profit last year. Before the pandemic, their highest year was 180 million. When are we rioting? And if it is the case of if they really have tripled, that does actually roughly make sense, but that is insane to me. And then Side Duck says £7.50 for a pack of minced beef that I swear was £4 like 2 years ago. As you can see, my friends, inflation is not going anywhere, but neither are we. So this is why, my friends, it's so important that not only that you learn to develop good good habits now, but also develop the skill of building wealth. Because if you have any sort of income, with the right budgeting, it is possible to do. But of course, this is just my opinion, not financial advice. But this is the uncomfortable truth, and make sure you listen, because this is important, my friend. If everything keeps getting more expensive, then doing nothing differently will not work. Especially for the ambitious man watching this video, I feel it's so important to grow your skill set in regards to building wealth and investing, and keep compounding this knowledge and growth over decades and decades. And this next clip, my friends, is by BBC News, and when I watched it, I thought it was crazy. Just have a look.
Everything is going up in price. Like, I saw eggs in the shop the other day for literally like £5. I was like, that is insane.
They're probably just going to up the prices of their services.
I think it's always a good thing to have minimum wage go up.
Very good. Very, very happy.
I wouldn't say it's enough, but it's a step in the right direction.
I think it'd be a lot harder to get a job because they'll want to limit how many people they have on.
But one of my friends, she's applied to 200 jobs. She hasn't got not one reply back.
I applied on Indeed for 28 jobs, 28. This is like, and only one got back to me, and this is the job I've got now.
In my opinion, my friends, this is why it feels like you're doing everything right, but still not getting ahead or not moving forward to where you want to be. Because the environment has changed, but the people have not changed along with it. In my own opinion, it's great to have a job, it's great to have constant stream of income, but you do need to think, my friend, more about leverage. Especially working in oncology, I've seen that we really do not have much time on this earth, my friends. And because of that, the only way to really get to where you want to be, if you want to build substantial wealth, which is my goal, it's very important to do work that has leverage, meaning that you put in a consistent stream of the same input, but the output, the leverage, keeps growing and growing over time. Even if the amount of input you put is here and the output you're getting is here, eventually over time, the input's still the same, but eventually it'll keep growing and growing up to very, very high amounts. But the cost of living also, my friends, is especially affecting housing. As you can see, this lady has paid an astronomical amount for her roof. Let's have a look.
The price of a roof in 2026 is actually diabolical. I want you to guess what it would be. So it is not the cheapest kind. It's not a composite roof or whatever. I'm just learning all this stuff. Our HOA only allows tile. So a little bit more, right? I'm thinking like a normal roof, $30,000 now, right? Post 2020, COVID, all that, and inflation. So I'm thinking mine's gonna be like 50. Oh no. No, not even close. And we got 4 different estimates. So this feels like it's a deal. $80,000. $80,000 is the deal. And it's the most adult purchase I've ever made besides my house, but like nothing to show for it. Like no one's gonna look at my house and be like, oh, that's a nice roof. I'm not gonna look at it and be like, God, I just love that roof. But obviously it's a necessity. We learned last month, we had a lovely, lovely leak in our bedroom, went down our wall, through the carpet, had to tear everything out. We're not living in our bedroom right now. I know, first world problems, get it, but it's crazy. And who has $80,000 just chilling and just gonna pull it out of their ASS and be like, here you go, let's get the roof done?
Now, I have no idea how much roof costs and stuff like this. In the comments, they were saying a lot about it being extremely expensive. Normally, it costs like $10,000, $12,000 apparently tops. The most important part, my friends, that I want you to make sure you're listening to me right now is because this is the part of home ownership that not really anyone talks about. Because it's not just affording the home. It's not just about getting the mortgage and getting the deposit. It's not just about that. So everyone focuses on buying the house, but then no one focuses on what comes out after. They just focus so much on getting on the property ladder, but then actually you can get on the property ladder pretty quick. But if you don't run the calculations, if you don't run the numbers, as Ramit Sethi says, because he's an awesome dude in the personal finance space, if you don't know the numbers, then actually you're better off waiting and not buying a house for the time being. Whether that's if you go and rent, or whether that's if you're going to live at home with your parents and scavenge some money that way, whichever it is. You do whatever options you have. But the main important thing, my friend, is that when you have a payment of like $80,000 for a rooftop, that's not optional. That's something you have to plan for advance in years. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you can get insurances in this, but still you're going to have to pay every single month. So you're going to have to run those expenses and to make sure that you budget every single month to not only have enough to pay your rent and the utility bills and the insurance, etc., whatever other expenses come with the house, but you have to have enough to cover your other fixed costs, food, shopping, etc., and most importantly, have enough money, in my own opinion at least, to have enough investing costs, as I like to call it, because it's a cost to you, almost like a personal tax to you, to make sure that you put aside money to invest, because that is going to be your future, that's going to be your retirement. So for me personally, that's why I feel it's non-negotiable. you have to have room every single month to go into your investing costs. This next example, my friend, shows so clearly how cost of living has increased from 2025 to this year in 2026, how much it's increased, and you won't really believe it. I didn't believe it when I saw it, because it is definitely increasing and we need to somehow make room for it because it's not going away.
This is what the cost of living crisis looks like. My 2026 life is exactly the same as my 2025 life, except that it costs $400 more. And that's because my health insurance went up by $200 a month. My home insurance went up by $30 a month. Gas has gone up almost $1 per gallon in the last 3 weeks alone. Groceries are more expensive. Electricity is more expensive. And none of these increases are my fault, and they're not your fault either. None of this is because I'm bad with money or I'm spending too much on avocado toast. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing. I'm cooking at home. I am doing low-cost hobbies like hiking and biking. But when costs go up and random stuff happens, like a leak in my roof, that means I have to pay more. This is unsustainable for the vast majority of Americans. And while I absolutely believe that an individual has the power to change their life, I also think we need to be realistic about how systemic this cost of living crisis is. In order for things to change, we need top-down change.
And it's exactly how most people feel right now. Working harder, working more, but still living the same because everything is just costing more. Let's look at some of the comments. This, at a certain point, you realize you've already cut everything you possibly can from your budget, and it's still not sustainable. It's so true, and it's not nice, but it's what's happening at the moment. My health insurance went up to $1,000 for my family. Wow, that is insane. The groceries, electricity, and gas thing is what's hitting me the most. In this clip, this lady's right about one very important thing, that this is not your fault. It's not any of our faults. But what we do, my friends, from here is completely up to us. So it's important we make the right decisions, because you can easily point the finger of blame at everyone else and say, it's the economy, it's the system, there's nothing I can do. You know, you can have this victim mentality. And even if it's not your fault, again, it's not your fault, but it's still our life. So therefore we need to do something about it, because there are things you can't control, but yes, there's things that you absolutely can, like building your skill set, like growing your income, and just overall becoming the best human that you possibly can be, my friend. My friends, leave a like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it, especially for the ambitious men watching this channel. Let me know down in the comments below what you enjoyed about this video and what other video you'd like me to do in the future as well. YouTube recommends one of these two videos over here, my friend. Click one and I'll see you over there.